Great is your faithfulness, O Yah, our Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. All that I've needed, oh, your hand hath provided. Great is your faithfulness, Yah, unto me. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars declare thy mercies and love. All that I've needed, yes, your hand has provided. Great is your faithfulness, Yah, unto me. Yes, hallelujah. We thank you for your faithfulness, O most holy Sanini Nanini, even Tata and Zambi, that you have given us all things, and by all things you have given. Yes, we thank you. We give you the glory and the praise for, yes, just being who you are. We give you the glory and the praise for being the power and the majesty and the glory. Yes, we thank you. We thank you that you've given yourself the victory, because your victory is our victory. Yes, most holy Sanini Nanini. And we thank you. Yes, that great spirit that moved upon the water. We thank you that our enemies are subdued. There is no color barrier to what our enemy can be, but yet you have subdued them all. Yes, you have subdued them all, that we might reign with you in glory and in holiness and righteousness. And we thank you. Hallelujah. Glory to your name. Yes, great is his faithfulness. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platforms. I'm T. Clay. Yes. And we want to thank those of you that have joined. We thank those of you who have shared, and we thank God for you that have subscribed, and those of you that have followed, along with those who have always been following. Oh, we give God the glory and the praise for you, because it is for you. Yes. And you're seeking even to make your walk, even with the most holy, even better. Yes. And we thank God that, see, we have a dilemma here. It's not just for me in trying to disprove any Egyptology or whatever. It's the fact that I know where this thing comes from. Not only Egyptology, but a lot of things, including Christianity and all these other so-called things. I know where they're coming from. It's all coming from the Most High have allowed this thing. It's coming from these devils. It's coming from devils. Even in the New Testament, it tells you that they worship devils. They don't know they worship devils. They're going to, and evidence is showing them every which way. But why is the evidence of the Most High hidden? That it might trip you up. It might make you think you're doing something when you're doing nothing. You looking at the secrets of the stars, the secret of a woman's womb, and there is no secret there. If that's the case, why are the animals sitting up there getting on television asking, oh, we having babies, we goddesses and we gods? A crocodile tells you, oh, my eggs are better than your eggs, human woman. Come on here, how foolish can we be? See, are so much doing these things, even the spirits, the evil spirits are laughing at mankind because they know what they're allowed to do. And they have been allowed to give you all kind of lying wonders. Yes, you can find them, you can prove them, but everything in the Bible can be proven too. Just God is hidden them from you. He's hidden them from you. If you can't believe God by what you know and what you see and what's in your intellect and what you really understand, then you just lost, period. You lost. I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm talking about following Eve and the creator of the universe. This law is a universal law. This law was handed down all the way from the beginning, Eve, until now. Now, he had chosen Israel that they should be an example of those who do the law. But apparently, Israel failed, or should I say, Jacob failed miserably. Miserably. He even gave them a space where they prospered and people were given into their hands. They were the head and not the tail, even during the reign of Solomon. But they failed miserably. And it showed that man cannot be led by man, but you need God. They didn't fail when God was leading because they feared because of the power of the fire by night and the cloud by day. Yes, they feared, but then they still tried them because these devils was allowed to get in their minds. Abraham paid a prayer in Jubilees chapter 12 and 20. Oh, let not these demons get a hold of my mind. Don't let them get a hold of my mind, God, creator. He didn't know God as we know him, but he knew there was one God, period. And for that, he obtained even favor. Yes. Now, we're in the book of Enoch, chapter 94, the book of Enoch, chapter 94. And after that, there shall be another, the 8th week, that of righteousness. In other words, there's going to come a time where righteousness will prevail. Right now, righteousness doesn't prevail. Who does what is right? What nation does what is right? What government does what is right? It is controlled by dogs. It's controlled by heathen. It is told by doleful creatures. Yes, they will not do what is right before the Most High. And the people follow suit. And he says, and the sword shall be given to it, that a righteous judgment may be executed on the oppressors. Come on here. I'm not talking about just you talking about Edom. I'm talking about every oppressor from this until now. He said a righteous judgment shall be executed on the oppressor. You oppress your neighbor. You oppress the next city or the next tribe, or you oppress the next person, or because they're fat, because they're skinny, because they're beautiful, you oppress them because you take liberties out on them for no reason at all. Yes, he said a sword shall be given, and sinners shall be delivered into the hands of the righteous. Now see, the Satans have already deceived man, and that God is so good. He walks, he wears a dress, and he wears a crown, and all these things. Get out of here with that malarkey. That doesn't mean a hill of beans. Right is right. God is a God of judgment. God is a God of what is just and what is right. This is not just masculinity. This is God. When a man does that which is right, regardless of what relation are you to him, if he does what is right, that is good before the face of God. Because he judged you according to as he is fair. Now, unfair man would judge according to his color. He would judge according to his creed. He would judge according to all his religion. All these things he will judge. But God said one law. One law. There's no other law. One law. Whether you have the negatives of this and you have the morality of Buddhism, and whether you have the morality of Islam and all this is all coming from the one law that God had prescribed for man upon the earth. Period. And he summed this law up with the children of Jacob. And what happened? You act a doggone fool. Come on here. And he said in chapter 4, at its close they shall acquire houses through their righteousness. In other words, they slew you because it was the right thing to do. Not because of your color of your skin or your creed or your religion, but because you were evil before the Most High. Yes, and the house shall be built for the great king. For there is no other righteousness than that of God. He's the one that have brought righteousness in this land, in the earth. His law, the way that we understand, the way we were born to know what is right. A baby, you take his candy from him, it's going to cry. It's going to want to fight. And he don't know right from wrong. But yet he know that was his. Come on here. You can't fool God. You can't even fool those who know God. And he said, and a house shall be built for the great king in glory forevermore. In other words, that house. He's going to dwell among the righteous. And all mankind shall look to the path of uprightness. This must be the 1,000-year reign or something like that. All men shall look to the king in glory. Yes, in the path of righteousness. And righteousness is the law. It's the uprightness of the law. That's what it is. You can bamboozle and maim and go around in circles, but you still got to come back to that law, period. Whether you do it negatively or positively or left, right, it's got to come back to the law, period. Now, verse 7, and after that, in the 9th week, the righteous judgment shall be revealed to the whole world, and all the works of the godless shall vanish from all the earth. This is the day of judgment. God, even T. Sanini Nainini, master of the day of judgment. Yes. And then the elect one, he shall be the one that shall judge by the instruction of the master of the day of judgment. Yes. He said, and the world shall be written down for destruction. And all after this, the 10th week in the 7th part, 10th week, 7th part, there shall be great eternal judgment in which he will execute vengeance amongst the angels. 10,000 years, these angels, as it was written in the earlier part, you go back in the archives, you'll find that. He have given these angels before their judgment. He bound them until their judgment. And the first heaven shall depart and pass away. Oh, where did he get revelation from? Huh? Where did he get? How was the book sealed? Come on here. 14. And a new heaven shall appear, a new atmosphere, a new space, everything. And all the powers of the heaven shall give sevenfold light. You know, it's going to be so bright. Oh, don't you want to go? Don't you want to go? And after that, there will be many weeks without number forever. And all shall be in goodness and righteousness. In other words, you don't have to worry about your neighbor getting jealous of you, because it's not that he's going to have the same. He's not going to want what you have. He want what he have and what he can get. Yes, you ain't got to worry about no U.S. or no other country coming and colonizing you, because these countries will have their own. They don't want what you got. Righteousness. And all shall be in goodness and righteousness, and sin shall no more, transgression against the law, shall no more be mentioned forever. Hallelujah. Yes. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Yes, this is going to be a glorious time, a time of just glorifying God, just giving him the glory. Yes, it says weeping shall endure for a night. You're going through everything during this time. Congo is going through the things, but if you get your life aligned with God, even Tata and Zambi, you're going to reap that which he has promised to you. The same thing with every country in Africa and South America on up through the north, even off to the South Pole, over into Europe, even into Asia and all. If you align your life, if you align and get rid of your idols. Did not Abraham, before he even went to meet God, he said, get rid of these idols. He didn't even go back to them. They didn't go back to those. They buried him by a tree, and they didn't go back to those idols. Bury those idols. Bury those crosses. Bury those paintings that you have. And whether you mean them for good or evil, bury them, because they do tend toward idolatry. And these demons have a way of dealing with a man's and woman's mind to the point where they think they're worshiping God and they're worshiping idols and devils. They've gotten more cunning today than they ever have been. And you can't see it. Do you hear me? God has a place for us. He went away. When the judgment comes, there was a place prepared for you. Esau didn't prepare that place. God prepared that place. That Esau, you say, he went that he might live and taste that death for man. That he might taste that judgment, that he might see what weakened man. And he's able to send his angels to help you, because this thing has to go while it really has to be delegated, or the angels will have no work to do. Demons will do all the work and man will fall away. Look what's happening to now. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. And where's the violence? It's in your mind. It's in your spirit. That's where the violence is. They're warring with you. Everything you've learned, These things, the commercials, the TV shows, and all these things, they speak to your mind and give you a certain mindset on how to deal with them. When you see these women jumping up and down with their bubble butts and all this other stuff, it's messing with you, man. When you see these men with these big chests and all you can think of is what you saw on the pornography channel, it's messing with you, woman. When you see that all the money and all this stuff and you figure that, all I do is use my money to get the money, my body to use the money. Yes, it's messing with you. These are the inputs of devils, because they know the secret of sin is the flesh. The secret of sin, even with angels, because they saw men and how God gloried in his creation, got jealous. Come on here. The master of the day of the judgment, he has already prepared everything. Even the one who came that was elect to see and to judge righteously because of what he has suffered when he was upon this earth. And he rose to show you that you're going to rise, but you got to do like me. You got to obey this law. Yes, that Jesus, he did sacrifice. He had to sacrifice. Whether it was sacrifice of Thanksgiving, he had to cut a land open. They just didn't put that stuff in. They just didn't write it down. That's all they did. All that stuff locked up in Rome somewhere, and you thinking that, oh, this is all there is. Stop it. He had to go by the law just like every Israelite in the whole world had to go by the law. And you and I, we must do the law according. We can practice the legal and the lawful part, but the fact of the sacrifices, we cannot do it because Satan has a block. The Satans have a block. It's called slices of meat. Called slices of this. It's called laws and laws against the law of God. And with that, you just say, he says, what? This is how you do it. This is how you get forgiven. It's not through no blood. God doesn't deal with human sacrifice. No, he doesn't deal with human blood. Doesn't deal with that. That's pagan. Regardless whether it's written in the Bible or not, that's still pagan. It's not God. We didn't know before because our minds were darkened and we was under a spell. But now that we're waking up, we see. He said, when shall I say to the righteous in the day that he forsake his righteousness, that his righteousness shall be remembered? He said, and when shall I say to the wicked in the day when he does that which is right, that his wickedness shall be remembered? In other words, when you feel sorry, you ain't got to cry for no church. You just got to stop and believe the Most High. All you nations, you have many, many very well-meaning people. But the fact is, idolatry. This is where God is coming. Idolatry has been their chief thing. It's not yours. You got Buddhists that really that love people, that give their heart toward people. You got Islamists that give their heart to people, but they still go kiss that rock. Yes. And you got Christians that really mean, real good for God, and they still worship this cross and the idols of Mary and different wicked saints, they call them. Yes, you got well-meaning people, but the idolatry, even in Israel, they were well-meaning people, but the idolatry, they were moral, they were just, but the idolatry is where he got them at. Satan really gets you in this idolatry because my mama said it. My daddy said it. Oh, it doesn't matter whether you say Jesus is white or black. We know he's black. That's not a problem. But when you sit up there and you paint these pictures of the white and black Isis or the elect one, and you don't even know what he looked like, you got a problem with God. And with that, we're going to say, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and peace.